Now, if you work at a fast food restaurant, not specifically McDonald's, maybe like a Burger King or a Popeyes, you gotta consider the dangers of these things. Now, some McDonald's, in this case we're gonna talk about McDonald's, some McDonald's are completely different. But one thing that they all have in common is that there's a bunch of crazy people out there. And I'm not gonna single out a specific group because everyone is crazy. Just like today. We ran out of Coke, and for some reason, I don't know what happened. We rarely run out of Coke. We make sure we have 2 Coke tanks. For some reason, maybe this week, there was like a Coke frenzy. Maybe they'd say, oh, we're going to run out of Coke, and everyone started to buy a Coke for some reason. But the point is, we ran out of Coke for the first time ever, okay? Or at least for the first time ever that I've actually worked at McDonald's. So we ran out of Coke. This lady goes up to our second window and drive-thru and starts yelling at one of my employees and starts throwing stuff at him. And I'm thinking, lady, what the hell? So I go in, I tell her, ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Leave. I was like, why you guys are out of Coke? Right? And I'm thinking, man, these people are fucking crazy. Right? Like I said, I'm not putting out a single demographic, but we're going to deal with a bunch of crazy people. Some of them are going to be the screamers. Other ones are going to be the ones that will actually want to kill you. Okay? And I'm not going to point in either one because, again, they look just like regular people. It could be the homeless guy that comes into the store every day, or it could be that person in a fancy suit. We just don't know. And I think that, yeah, to some degree, McDonald's needs to have some sort of policy where we train our employees, especially the managers, how to deal with a threatening situation. It's not a robbery, of course. But what if some guy just comes in and starts punching people in the face? How do we deal with that? How? They don't train us for that. And earlier this year, too, this guy literally reached over the counter, grabbed the girl by the shirt, and this is the employee. She grabbed her by the shirt over a straw. Now, it was in California. So I think it was in California. I'm pretty sure it was in California. But the point is that some states are now mandating that in order to reduce plastic pollution in California, in the oceans, right, that they have to make the straws only available upon request. Meaning if the customer asks for it, you have to ask the employee. Well, this guy thought it was appropriate to reach over the counter, literally grab that shirt of the woman, endanger her life over a straw. Now, luckily, the girl ended up kicking his ass. And that was really fun to watch. But hopefully we don't get copyright strike for this. But here's the video so I can tell you what happened. So what happened was that this is the video, this is the man. And I'll tell you this right now, personally, being a manager at McDonald's, I would have probably kicked his ass too. Probably. Considering that, okay? So we're gonna take a little bit of a break. You know, obviously I saw this already. Hopefully guys you did too. But this really does happen. There's times where it does happen. So I'm gonna stop the video from time to time. Hopefully Fox News doesn't copyright strike me because it's the only video I could find where I can just shows just the video itself, no commentary or anything. So hopefully they don't copyright strike me. But let's analyze this video. And I'm gonna tell you what I would do as a manager if I was working at the store. Okay? So let's begin.
John! Wait! Hey, stop!
Alright. So she's hitting on them right there. He grabbed her first, obviously, you know, obviously she's in the right. Alright, so he lets her go, and then after that, she lets him go, okay? So if I was a manager there, and if I saw that, so far the manager's in the front. But if I saw that, I would immediately jump in, grab the guy, and I literally would have pulled him away. I was telling you know what, dude, you gotta go. I would have kicked him out right there. Personally, if that was me, I would have kicked him out. So, let's see what's going on there. So it continues. Here comes the manager right there. So, apparently this manager got a lot of heat for what happened, but I don't blame him. He wasn't there. But personally, if I was there, I would have literally went over the counter and pulled this guy off of her. Again, you're not going to attack my employees, bro. You go in, you start threatening the safety of my employees, you're getting kicked out. I don't care who you are. You could be the president of the United States for all I care. But if you're grabbing people and threatening their safety, yeah, I'm going to kick you out. And if I have to kick your ass to do it, I'll gladly do it. I'll gladly do it. Give me a reason to kick your ass. So, let's keep going. So, he grabs his phone, obviously. And then... Yeah. I would have probably told... Yeah, I would have done the same thing right there. So, okay. First of all, 2 things right there, okay? We're going to go back a little bit. But I would have done that same thing, too. I would have probably taken her away. Like, you know what? I'm not blaming her. Obviously, not the way to say, oh, she's at fault. But for her at least to cool down. Because if that guy's willing to threaten the safety of her, I don't want this guy near her. I don't want her near her. At least personally, I don't. Because who's to know that this guy's probably going to get out a knife or something and start stabbing the girl. So I tell her, you know what? Go somewhere else. Go cool down. You know, get away from this dude. Because clearly this dude's a psycho. Second, The little finger snapping, I can't even snap my fingers. I don't know if you can even hear it. But this, if you do that to me, I'm kicking you out. Because I already hate doing this. You do this to me, that means that, hey, you're my slave. Hey, you work for me. Hey, you're my servant. That's what I get. When people do this, when I'm working, I'm thinking, you know what, dude? I'm not gonna respect you at all. I'm gonna give you the minimum of my time, the minimum of my attention, because you clearly think you're entitled. Okay? So again, push her away. He starts snapping the finger. Here comes the finger snapping. Hey, you. And then really, if you didn't hear, he asked for a refund. Personally, I wouldn't have given him the money back. I would have said, no, sir, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you a refund. You endangered the safety of my employees, therefore I'm going to have to kick you out. And if you do not wish to leave, I'm going to have to call the authorities. That's what I would have done. And this guy doesn't deserve a refund. Personally, I wouldn't have given it to him. So this manager right here is missing a spine, personally. Right. So he looks at the receipt, obviously going to give her the refund. She goes back to get her hat.
I want her ass fired right now.
No, you're finna
Right there. He asked her, I want her ass fired. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not firing her. In fact, I'm probably going to keep her and make sure that she works here. And that is if she wishes, because clearly she doesn't feel safe anymore. Okay? But no, seriously, this girl, she has a point. She says, your ass is going to jail. I'm completely on her side. And yes, she did.
I was just asking you a fucking question.
Firstly, I was just asking you an effing question. No, you didn't, bro. You didn't. You want to know how you ask someone a question? This is how you do it. Hello, sir, or ma'am, or whatever gender you identify yourself as. Hello, I was wondering, can I have a plastic straw? Oh, thank you very much. You know what? You want to know how you don't ask? This is not asking someone for a question. That is not how you ask someone for a question. I don't know where this dude's from, but I don't think that's how you ask a question in California or in the United States in general. I mean, what? You're going to go up to a person and ask them, where's LA? Where is LA? You don't do that. You're not going to do that. You do that, you're going to get knocked out. You're going to get knocked out. Clearly, this girl would have knocked him out. If no one was there to stop her, she would have knocked him out, clearly. But that's not how you ask a question. It says, I want her ass fired. And I was just asking you a question. No, you weren't, bro. And people exist like this. They will. If you work at a McDonald's or if you work at a fast food restaurant, know who the people are going to be dealing with. Because there's going to be people that look like you and me, and they're just psychos. They're psychos. They could be homeless. They could be wearing fancy suits. It doesn't matter. There's psychos out there that go to these places and they try to literally think that they're better than you. They think they're better than you, and they're going to try to make you feel bad because you know that if you talk back, you're going to get in trouble for it. This girl, I would have sided with her and I would have told the owners, hey, if you're going to fire this girl, fire me as well and fire everyone in the shift because you clearly do not stand with this employee. Now, apparently this woman sued McDonald's or whatever. I'm not sure if she ended up winning. I don't know if this article was even related to this incident. But I wouldn't blame her, dude. I wouldn't blame her if she wants to quit because clearly the manager didn't stand with her. He caved into the customer's demands, and I'm thinking, you know what, dude? Screw you. Screw the manager in this video. I don't care. You're thinking, oh, Carlos, he just didn't know what to do. I would have known what to do. Keep the girl away for a minute because I don't want this guy to start grabbing her again. Second of all, I wouldn't give this guy a refund. I would have just kicked him out. And if he refuses to leave, I call the cops. Because I don't care if you spend $50 at my store. If you start threatening the safety of my employees, you're not getting your money back. I don't care. At least that's what I would have done. And he says, I want her ass fired. Nah, bro, she's not getting fired. In fact, I probably would have given her a freaking free meals for a week or two, or maybe even a month. Because that was, yeah, she was in the right the entire way.
No, you're finna go to jail. You hit your head.
I didn't insult you. I was just asking you a fucking question.
Right.
Bitch. So you're gonna give me a goddamn refund.
What's that refund? Yeah, bro, I wouldn't give you the refund, even if you pointed a gun to my head, okay? So, but again, I wouldn't blame these people. They're suing the fast food chain because, yeah, there's daily violence at work. Here's another example. The McDonald's where I previously worked at, we have a little dumpster right there, like we have a corral, right, where we put in the trash. And we have one of the guys take out the trash, right? Take out the cart and take out all the trash, put it in there. He opens the gate, the little corral, and he comes back and says, Carlos, I think there's a dead body in the corral. I'm thinking, really? A dead body? So, obviously, I'm off the shift. I already clocked out. I was just waiting. I was just ordering some food because I was hungry at that time. Obviously, get my free meal, but my brother wanted some food at that point, and I told him, okay, I'll get you some food. So I'm waiting for my food, and he tells me, hey, Carlos, there's a guy. I think there's a dead guy in the corral. And I'm thinking, really? Oh, well, it's still Chris. Chris was the guy, that was the manager in charge at the time. I told him, Chris, like, yeah, what's up? I think Bern, I don't want to mention his real name because I want to protect the privacy. I'm gonna go with Bern. I'm gonna go with Bern. Bern said that there's a dead body in the corral, and Chris's reaction to that was simply saying, "Again?" And I'm thinking, "What do you mean again? This happens all the time." I mean, it's a common thing. It's not like an everyday thing, but it's happened before. And I'm thinking, what? And I'm thinking, oh my god, what McDonald's that I ended up working for? But no, like really, yeah, that's true. Like it's called from Placenta Police Department. If you want, you can even look up the Placenta PD article. Yeah, they found a dead body there, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. So I'm thinking, yeah, it happens. It's bound to happen at some point. So yeah, you gotta be careful. You don't know. You don't know if it's gonna be that body in the corral or it's gonna be that psycho who's gonna try to punch you over a plastic straw. We just don't know. So I understand these employees, concerns. But let's read the article. Weeks after McDonald's fired former CEO Steve Easterbrook for having a relationship with an employee. I don't know why this has to do with the CEO personally. Anyways, let's keep going. 17 Chicago area workers are suing the fast food giant over what they call a citywide and nationwide pattern of violence. Well, I wouldn't blame them. It's Chicago. It's really riddled with crime over there. So I wouldn't blame them. Here in California, in the ghetto sides of McDonald's, yeah, we get that a lot. The new one that I work at is not as common. Yeah, we get those psychos, but it's not as bad as the other one. We haven't had any dead bodies pop up in our premises yet. But hopefully, fingers crossed that never happens, as long as I'm there. The lawsuit filed Thursday in Illinois State Court claims corporate officials have chosen profit over worker safety, alleging that employees face a daily risk of violence while at work, and McDonald's has been negligent in failing to protect workers from this risk. I do agree with this. Firstly. Yeah, it does happen. We will get those crazy psycho customers that are going to threaten the safety of our employees over a straw, over a sandwich. And if we don't comply, guess what? We get in trouble for it. And it has happened. The suit points the high rates of 9/11 calls from Chicago's McDonald's restaurant with more than 20 calls a day. That's worse than the one I had, the one that I used to work at. I used to call the store like every other day. 20 calls a day from all the McDonald's in the area. That's insane. Okay? So anyways, the plaintiffs are pursuing this case to address a systematic problem of violence affecting them and their co-workers every day. Danny Rosenthal, the lead attorney in the lawsuit, said in a call announcing the lawsuit Thursday. Incidents outlined in the legal complaint, including a customer who jumped over the counter and pulled a gun on workers, a customer beating an employee over the head and back with a heavy wet floor sign, in another instance, a customer urinating on a worker. What? It's not as bad it's not as bad as us. The one that I used to work at, but what? Urinating on a worker. That's a whole new level of crazy right there for me. I don't know if this is a common thing, but this is crazy. It really is. McDonald's, whose employee training program includes guidance on how to mitigate workplace violence, said in a statement that it takes seriously its responsibility to provide and foster a safe working environment for our employees, and along with our franchisees, continue to make investments in training programs that uphold safe environments for customers and crew members. In addition to training, McDonald's maintains stringent policies against violence in our restaurants. Yeah, but what about those crazy psychos that'll reach over your counter because you don't have a straw for them, or because they have to ask for a straw? What happens then? I'm pretty sure all of our employees don't have time to go to the gym and, or take some martial arts classes, self-defense classes. Nope, not even close. So, what are we going to do then? I think they should win. I think they should win. I think that they could win. If they're going to win, I don't know, because McDonald's has a lot of money, first of all. The corporation, at least, not the franchise, but the corporation. Sonia Acuna, I think that's how you pronounce it. Sonia Acuna, a McDonald's worker and plaintiff in the suit, disagrees. Acuna said the police found a dead body in her store's bathroom. Man, that's crazy. A dead body in the bathroom. Wow. McDonald's never provided any safety training or offered any support for the trauma I've suffered, she said in a press release. We shouldn't have to put ourselves in harm's way just to support our families. That's why we're suing McDonald's today, because it's life or death for us. And yes, I think, to some degree it is. Some areas, obviously, some are not. In this case, Brea, a little bit of a richer neighborhood. Not as crazy psychos. Obviously, the crazy psychos are wearing suits and ties sometimes, but they're a little bit more decently behaved. people, like in the one that I used to work at before I went to this one, yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy. They literally threatened. One time, this guy threatened to bring his entire gang to the store and kill all of us. No joke. Like literally, like the guy ended up saying, "Yeah, we're gonna bring. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill everyone in the store." I called the police. To no surprise, the guy ended up showing up. If I hadn't called the police, I probably wouldn't be alive today. It's insane. Anyways, let's keep going. The plaintiff's experience of violence. Actually, no, sorry. I skipped the paragraph. With more than 90% of McDonald's locations franchise-owned, franchisees were also the focus of the suit, but the McDonald's Corporation bears final responsibility because it owns the buildings and sets the standards for the store design and training, Rosenthal says. Yeah, that's how it operates. Usually, McDonald's owns the land. The franchisees have to pay a fee to use the name of McDonald's. You know, they have to obviously adhere to safety, rules, regulations, stuff like that, equipment, you know, pretty much, the franchisees are just pretty much paying the rent to McDonald's, pretty much. The plaintiff's experiences of violence can be traced back to decisions made at the highest levels of the corporation, he said, noting a split counter format dubbed Experience of the Future that allows customers to easily access the kitchen and work area at many locations. And yeah, that is true. A lot of McDonald's, especially the ones that I used to work at, we got a remodel, and the one that I work at right now, there's like a huge gap. No joke, like a huge gap between the front counter and the kitchen. And literally anyone can literally just walk into the store, like into the work floor. If they feel like they had a bad day, they want to kill someone, they can just literally walk through the little gap and stab them. No joke, like literally. Some stores do have that gap, and I'm thinking, no, I'm sorry, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. It really is. Yeah, it does. Like really, like it's convenient, sure, because then you don't have to open the door consistently, right? But it's crazy, dude. Like really. Really, no joke. You literally have an open gap, and if anyone sees that guy, it's like, I'm gonna stab that guy. Yeah! And boom, shank, shank, shank. I'm thinking, yeah, no one's stopping the guy. Because there's a huge gap. No one's gonna stop him. I mean, at least no one can stop him in time. So let's keep going. McDonald's has utterly failed to design stores that minimize the chances for violence, Rosenthal said, adding that conversations to the new counter format should stop until security concerns are addressed. Yes, they should. McDonald's has failed to provide even basic training that would help workers minimize conflict or respond appropriately when it occurs. Many of the lawsuit's claims were mentioned in a May 2019 report from the National Employment Law Project, which said McDonald's is failing in its legal duty to provide employees a safe work environment. The report asserted that McDonald's long hours of operations put thousands of workers at risk due to the high levels of violence associated with late-night retail, and found more than 720 violent incidents were covered by news media in a 3-year period. Yeah. The McDonald's that I used to work at is a 24-hour store. And it's in the ghetto. So, imagine our clientele. Now, before we got the remodel at the old store, the owners had the store be 24 hours, lobby and drive-thru. However, eventually that old store became closing the lobby at 11. Why do you think was that? Was it for concerns for the employees? Nah. It's because they recently remodeled the place, and they do not want homeless people, or in this case, vagrants, to come in, scratch the tables, damage the remodeled store. That's why they did it, because they wanted to protect their investment, not the employees. I mean, really, that's the case. Like, really, even the general manager told us, "Oh, we're closing the store at 11 now. Why?" Oh, because, the owners want to protect the investment on the remodeling of the store. It's like, so some tables are more important than our safety. Oh, okay. Well, at least we're closing at 11 now. But this is not for the reason that I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that does happen. That happened at our old store. The owners closed the store at 11 and stopped being a 24-hour store in the lobby because they just recently remodeled. They wanted to protect their investment. I'm thinking, yeah, you sons of bitches. Anyways, let's keep going. McDonald's isn't the only fast food chain with violent incidents. Earlier this month, 2 Maryland men got in a fight over a Popeye's chicken sandwich, and one of them was stabbed to death. I'm not laughing at the fact that he was stabbed to death. I'm laughing at they actually brought this up. But anyways, that concludes the article. But like I said, I think that these workers have every right to do this, because I work at a McDonald's, and you'll be surprised how many crazy people we have to deal with. Now, obviously, the one I work in, we don't deal with these crazy people anymore. At least not as consistently. But again, don't think that I'm just criticizing one specific group. No, there's crazy people, from homeless people to rich people. That's up to you to decide. But again, there's crazy people. Crazy knows no race, no gender, no social status. There's crazy people all around. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think the workers are going to win this lawsuit? Do you think, if you work at a McDonald's, do you agree with the statements mentioned here? And if you don't, do you work at a Burger King, Chick-fil-A, any fast food restaurant, or any food service industry, where you have to deal with stuff like this? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the notification button as well, that way you're never miss an upload. And if you're a returning subscriber or you just barely subscribe, I recommend you bookmark the page, because sometimes your notifications will be sent to spam. Therefore, you're not going to be properly notified. And if you think this video is worthy of sharing, share the video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, any form of social media. That helps me bypass all of the restrictions YouTube has implemented on independent political commentators such as myself. Therefore, I'm able to reach newer audiences with your help, and I appreciate that very much. But like I said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, because this is really interesting. And hopefully, these workers win. Especially because it's in Chicago. Okay? It's not as bad as my old store, but it's in Chicago. And we all know how safe Chicago is with its gun-free zones. Alright, I'll see you guys at a later time.